There are many people in America that believe that Trump has nothing good to offer the country. And they are very perplexed and surprised that he has been able to retain a significant amount of political traction. They don't know why he's still so popular. They don't know why people still gravitate towards him. And really, what it boils down to is that there is a whole other portion of the American population that have the sentiment of the government does not make us, as the American people, the priority. And one of the best examples of this is what is currently taking place in New York with the illegal immigration problem. Craig McCarthy of the New York Post writes, Mayor Eric Adams's administration will soon start handing out prepaid credit cards to migrant families being put up in Big Apple hotels, the Post has learned. The $53 million pilot program run by the New Jersey company Mobility Capital Finance will provide asylum seekers arriving at the Roosevelt Hotel with the city cash to help them buy food, according to city records. It'll start with a group of 500 migrant families in short-term hotel stays and will replace the current food service offered there, according to City Hall. The cards can be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores, and migrants must sign up with they must sign an affidavit swearing they will only spend funds on food and baby supplies or they will be kicked out of the program. The Immediate Response Card initiative appears akin to the state's food stamp program dubbed SNAP, which provides lower-income New Yorkers with a credit card to cover the cost of meals and will provide funds based on the same scale. The amount on each card will vary depending on the size of the family and whether any income is coming in, according to the details of the contract. A family of four, for instance, could be provided nearly $1,000 cash or $1,000 on the credit card each month, which comes out to $35 per day for food. Cards will get refilled every 28 days. Now, really, the problem is not that in a vacuum, it's unbelievably horrible and unacceptable that people receive money for food, they receive resources and shelter. What makes it so bad is that the needs of illegal immigrants, people who are not American citizens, are getting priority over actual American citizens who also need help. If all of the other problems had been taken care of and all of the other issues had been resolved, and we knew and were confident that the American people came first and they were taken care of first of all, I don't know if as many people would be outraged about this. Let's go through some other numbers here. These numbers come from the Coalition for the Homeless website, and this is in regards to New York City and New York as a state. The website says, in recent years, homelessness in New York City has reached the highest levels since the Great Depression of the 1930s. In November 2023, there were 92,824 homeless people, including 33,365 homeless children, sleeping each night in New York City's main municipal shelter system. A total of 23,945 single adults slept in shelters each night in November 2023. As of the end of December 2023, the total number of people sheltered in these systems was approximately 123,000. The number of homeless New Yorkers sleeping each night in municipal shelters is now 76% higher than it was 10 years ago. The number of homeless single adults is 106% higher than it was 10 years ago. Almost 2.7 New Yorkers, or 13.9% of the state's population, lived in poverty in 2021, compared to 12.8% of all Americans, according to the first in a series of reports released today by State Comptroller Thomas P. DiNapoli. Now, obviously, New York has significant homelessness problems, and I think it's safe to say and assume that the majority of these people are actual American citizens that are in need of some kind of help. And because this is a consistent problem, they obviously have not thrown the proper amount of resources in the direction of the homeless people that are living in New York. But somehow they're able to generate and manifest all of this money to help illegal immigrants, which shouldn't even be here in the first place. And you might say, well, I think it's good that we can help them. They're already here. We might as well do something, right? Might as well do something to help them. The $53 million is a solution to a problem that should not exist. It's like if I explain to you the way I feel about the sequel Star Wars trilogy, right? You ask me, I'm talking about the Kathleen Kennedy Disney ones, the not so good ones. And you go movie by movie and you get to The Rise of Skywalker and you say, well, what do you think about The Rise of Skywalker? Do you think that's a good movie? I would say, well, it's the best movie in a trilogy that should have never existed. The redeeming qualities of that individual movie do not compensate for all of the horrible other things that went on. The $53 million that the government is giving to illegal immigrants, it is a solution to a problem that should have never existed. They should not be here. We should not be in this position where we feel obligated to just fork over an immense amount of resources, especially, this is where the priorities come in, especially when there's so many, tens of thousands of homeless people, of American citizens, that also need the help, that also need the resources. And going back to what I was saying at the beginning, you might be sitting here shaking your fist at Trump and he has nothing good to offer and shaking your fist at the Republican Party. But I do believe Trump will fix this. And you don't want to be a single issue voter. You don't want to be a single topic voter. But if you laid out all of the possible issues and problems and circumstances that Trump could try to address, and if I ranked them, wrote them down on a list in order of how confident am I that Trump will take care of this problem, the border issue will be at the top. It'll be at the absolute very top of that list. I do believe Trump will fix this problem. And it would be political malpractice for Trump to not run on the fact that the Biden administration and the federal government has not fulfilled its responsibility of protecting our borders. And now look at what has happened. The American people are suffering. They're still suffering. And we're throwing all of these resources in the direction of people that should not be here.